Hey guys, it's People Clueless Gamers back direct to The Flash, Season 2, Episode 19, Back to Normal. So the last we left off with The Flash, which I've been catching up on massive amounts of school, so thank you for sticking with me. If you have, I appreciate it. Last one we checked in with The Flash was he stupidly gave his speed to Zoom, and then Zoom did what you think he was going to do. He attacked Barry, then he took Caitlin. So I liked the last episode more than most after I saw other people's reactions online. A lot of people did not like the episode. I liked it more than most, but there is a lot of questions that need answered, particularly if Zoom faked the whole backstory of him and Jay Garrick fighting, one and the same, right? Now, they're one and the same person. Then Jay Garrick has to kind of exist, right? Because Harrison also had a backstory with him where he came to like Star Labs and said you're the reason that all these metas were created. So I wonder how that timeline fits in. Is the real Jay in the metal mask? Because many people have made the joke, well, the real, Jay, please stand up. Like, I wonder how all that's going to work. That's the interesting questions. And also, how's Barry going to get his speed back? Because spoilers for the most recent episode of Arrow, the Canary Cry episode, Barry has his speed in there at the grave scene, so he's got to get it back somewhere in these next couple episodes. So, without further ado, here we go.
Make sure they get a caffeine fix along the way.
Did he just steal somebody's coffee? That was a dick move, Barry.
That's on you.
I agree.
That's on all of us.
No, it's on Barry.
They leave cellular dead zone.
Ah, that's interesting.
That's why I'm always dropping calls around you.
That is very interesting.
The dead zone will be in my workshop.
I was laying it on thick there, Wells, but they kind of needed to hear that. They got to get their heads out of their asses. I wonder if she's eating Belly Burger. It's probably on that earth, too.
Someday you'll start feeling that way about me again.
Oh, God. Caitlin's in a horror movie with a psychopath, with a sociopath.
I'm gonna be here a while. Okay?
That's a cool way. He just vibrated, like, did he even touch it? And he vibrated it right off of her? The cuffs? Very interesting. He's in love with her. So now this has a potential to go bad, this storyline, and get really weird and kind of zap, no pun intended, some of the power out of the Zoom story, some of the mystique of him. So they better do it right. They gotta be careful. Oh, that's right, Caitlin could maybe find out who's in this mask. Other people are, oh, is that Frost? Oh, shit. Oh, that's cool. So he didn't kill her. That's gotta blow her mind. Holy shit. So he did not kill her, he just put her in a prison cell.
Just as afraid of you.
Alright, I mean that, I don't know about that. I think Zoom is a lot scarier than your fucking dad. But I understand it's hard to accept that he killed someone. Yeah, that'd be hard to accept, even if it was for you. So he's a meta. A little bit of Supergirl kind of effects there. Why are you attacking him? Alright, well that doesn't fare well for poor Harrison Wells there, but I understand Jesse's argument that, he did kill someone. And that would be hard for her to accept. She's trying to start a new life on this earth, and a lot of the things, even though he did to try to protect her, and things he couldn't have, predicted with Zoom and things like that, and he didn't mean to create Zoom, he did cause a lot of the problems. He did create all the metas, so.
Oh, something's happened to her dad.
Good call. Cisco's like, yeah, that's a good call, Barry. He's still got the brains, even though he doesn't have the speed.
Killer Frost.
This has got to be freaky.
Tell me, why hide the girls? I mean, you've seen her body, right?
Yeah, totally opposites of each other.
Through this car body, then throw in some wardrobe tips for free. So what do you say, Caitlin? Do we have a deal?
That is so weird, man. They're doing a good job of her playing both parts. Good job, Danielle Panmaker. So now we got 2 kidnappings going on, which I'm not a gigantic fan of, but we'll see where it goes.
Here.
He's aging?
You're aging.
If this keeps happening, I'll be dead in a few months soon too.
Well, you knew that was coming. But man, that's interesting. So he gets super strength, but for some reason he ages as well. That's really weird. Also, the conversation between Killer Frost and Caitlin is great. of just her making fun of her wardrobe and like, oh, you know, why don't you show the girls off and things like that. Like, they're so opposite. It's actually really funny.
College.
One.
Majors? How many do you have?
5.
Damn.
What? Is that not common here? Girl, no. That is not common anywhere.
Search for that.
That is very impressive, Jesse.
Facial recognition brings them up, and I'll have Joe check CCPD's database.
I want her to become a better character, less whiny, and more part of the team. That would be great to see. And then eventually a speedster. I wouldn't trust her, Caitlin, but you really don't have a choice. Caitlin, you gotta trust Caitlin. So it's interesting that they have similar parts of their home life. Both mothers are very cold as ice, but then one had a brother who died, one didn't even have a sibling. And maybe that would cause him
I need to tell him how much that means.
to look up to him, and then Barry can mentor Wally when he has speed. That's how that relationship could work. So that's actually a good development. I like it. Those are chemicals, probably. Joe, never shoot that, man.
He-Man's got some power.
Yeah, He-Man does have some power. Wow.
And too slow.
Damn, he is really aging. That was a cool effect. Maybe also the more he uses the powers, the quicker he ages.
I think I need some medical attention.
Probably broke a few ribs in there, Barry, but that's what I think. I think the more he uses the power, the quicker he ages. So, I mean, he doesn't seem like a totally bad guy. He just seems like he's desperate. He blames Wells for what happened to him because, even though it wasn't that, there were 2 Wells, it was, Harrison Wells, which is really Eobard Thawne. But, it's understandable that he doesn't want to die, obviously. He just wants things to return to normal.
This Thursday at 8.
It means the more he exerts himself, the faster he ages.
So there you go. Just as I thought.
To exert.
I love how Joe 6 Iris had him. Go talk to him and get his head right.
Is everyone on your earth this gullible?
Yeah, kind of. Especially her. Oh!
Heels aren't the best on ice, are they?
No, not at all.
You know, once I saw you, I realized why Zoom didn't kill me. Because I look just like you.
Ah, that's a little creepy.
He won't need me anymore.
Also understandable why she's trying to kill him and Zoom's gonna come in right now, yeah. He went through her. Oh, and there's his music. Oh shit, she's in trouble. Oh! Well, we lost Killer Frost. Damn it.
No, but the metahuman activity would be.
Just pushes him out of the way.
Metas, right? And since Griffin Grey is one,
It'll be like a pinata.
Wow.
The candy coming out, it'll be.
Yeah, the Barry's insides. Yeah.
Alright.
Well,
Hopefully one gimme punch is all I'll need.
yeah, it's the best shot you got. Wow, that's risky as hell. He gets 1 punch and that is it. So Barry's gonna have to kind of be like Oliver in this situation and be a little bit better of a fighter. Think a little bit more here. So we'll see what happens there. But damn, hopefully, I don't know if I want Caitlin to become Killer Frost, our Caitlin. But it sucks that she's gone now. That really blows, man. I'm gonna miss her. She played that character good, Danielle Panabaker. Very true.
Some of us weren't so lucky.
Yeah, some of them were in bad shape. Well, there's your 1 shot, Barry. Damn, he's really aging. Barry, you better be able to dodge, bro. Oh.
Barry.
Took that 2nd shot. Damn, makeup looks really good. They're really basically going to kill him. So they basically killed him. Nothing metahuman that killed him.
Could use more of that dwarf star alloy.
Team Flash, killing other people. Oh, he's good. Oh, and then he reverted back to normal after he died. It's like a Benjamin Button thing going on here.
You killed that man.
And that poor girl's gonna have to get a new roommate now.
Heavy burden to bear.
There's a Big Belly Burger poster in there.
When your mother died, honey,
There you go, good moment between those two.
I love you too.
They should have more screen time together so we could grow with these characters. There you go. There's another drop of the line again. She's getting that speed, man. That was nice of Wally. Good character development. Now Barry has to walk away like a normal person because he has no speed. How's he getting off this roof without Wally noticing? Hey, they say never meet your heroes, but that was a pretty good interaction. Now poor Caitlin, stuck in crazy town with old Zoom.
I'm gonna widen my scope and start counting the number of Earths I conquer instead.
Ah, very interesting.
You wanna go home? Let's go. After all, this Earth has already been brought to its knees.
Caitlin, fuck. Teddy Sears plays a good part, man. He plays a really good part playing a sociopath. Hey, a tag. First time in like 3 episodes.
You're gonna get your speed back, Alan.
Let's hope so.
I'll help you do that.
How? How? Exactly.
By creating another particle accelerator explosion.
Okay, no! No, let's not go there! Wait, what? Are we gonna do it on a smaller scale? That is not a good idea, Wells, at all. Alright guys, so that was my reaction there to The Flash Season 2, Episode 19, Back to Normal. Kind of anything but Back to Normal, but the title is speaking back to normal in the sense of Barry going back to his normal life before he had powers. But for us of the show, for Barry with powers and Team Flash, it was anything but back to normal. This episode was interesting. It was definitely a dialogue-heavy episode, which I don't have a problem with. And it did move some parts of the story forward. We did get some interesting backstories. Let's just say it just wasn't my favorite episode of the season. Not because of the lack of action, just because just some things are weird, right? So, Flash is typically a show that I don't criticize, not because I won't, just because it's usually great. There's nothing for me to criticize, except Zoom, we'll start there. Zoom is a character and a villain that was so awesome when he was introduced and early on, before he was revealed. And that always takes a little bit of this thing out of it. And that's why I said I don't even want to know who's under the mask. I wish he could just keep it on as if he was like a faceless demon. But I knew they weren't going to be able to do that, but because it's the CW. But his story right now is starting not to make really any sense. Like, it's starting to go off the rails, and this was what I was afraid of after last episode. He had some awesome moments where you get flashbacks to his life, and how that affected him, and how Barry and the team used, his parents against him, and then, can't lock up the darkness, and, he had we see that the black is not just a part of the mask. He has, like, some dark matter or something in his eyes, and that was a badass, awesome moment. And even, it was really cool seeing him get Barry's speed and how that, the effects in his eyes and blah, blah, blah. The problem I have is, so he started off where he wanted Barry's speed to save himself. So I guess he's not only faster, but he is pure speed force, so that saved him. So I guess he's not dying anymore. But then he was in love with Caitlin, or his Time Remnant was in love with Caitlin, which I guess then means he's in love with Caitlin. So he kept Killer Frost around as a reminder to Caitlin. Kind of as a trophy in a way, very creepy. Saves Caitlin of our Earth, kills Killer Frost. Then Caitlin wants to go back to her Earth, Earth 1. And all the little words, which she's not purposely trying to dig at him, it's just the words end up matching up with things that his dad said or her, his mom said are affecting him. And then all of a sudden, on a dime, he says, I'm going to widen my scope to how many Earths I can conquer, which, when Zoom was first introduced, I thought he had conquered other Earths. I guess not. So he brought Central City of Earth 2 to its knees, so I guess he brought the whole world to its knees? I mean, the Earth is a pretty large place to cover, which then opens questions of, I guess the only powered people on Earth 2 spawn from Central City and he rules them all, And now he's going to try to do that in Earth 1, and obviously he's going to get stopped by the end of the season. But I don't know. It's just a weird storyline that's going on right now with Zoom that I don't like. Like, I would have liked him to just be, like Reverse Flash. He would have thought he hated Barry, but he had a mission. He wanted to go home. He was sick of 15 years of stuck in the past. He wanted to go home. And he did things to try to achieve that goal. Zoom was to save his life. And now that he did, it's like the writers didn't know where to go with it. And now it's let's take over the other Earths, which I don't have a problem with. Like I said, I thought he was doing that at first. But it's just a weird turn with this like love story of Caitlyn, and then, I don't know. Let me know if you have the same feelings down below. It's just really weird for me. And that's hard for me to say. Because Teddy Sears is doing a great job. He did a great job as Jay, and then, doing a great job as Zoom. He's really selling it for me. And I love the villain of it. I just hope in these, next 4 episodes, they kind of redeem him, because that story is starting to get a little bit shaky. Anyway, for the rest of the episode, the villain of the week was fine. The kind of the Benjamin Button aspect to him. I don't think Barry has fought a straight up, strength guy, super strength guy, so that was interesting. Also, he was kind of sympathetic in a way, because he had a life. Wells on this Earth, or at Ebathon, ruined his life, and he just wanted to go back to normal. He didn't want to do anything bad. And then, of course, yes, he wanted to take revenge on Wells and kill him. But understandable for, it was killing him as well, what Wells did to him. So, he wasn't like the typical villains every week of oh, he's just bad to be bad, or, further agenda. He was just trying to return back to normal, as the episode was. So I just thought of that there. So there's a little bit, of a connection to the title in his story as well. So, he was fine. He didn't really have much to do. It was more to expand Wells' story of feeling bad about what he did killing Turtle for Jesse and unleashing all these metas on Earth 2, and how it has such a similar, connection. It's like almost a mirror to, what Wells did on this Earth. So, I think it worked there as a story device. Barry not having his powers, it was definitely interesting to see how he goes about his life now, how he only was able to take one punch with kind of Ray's, dwarf alloy star in his suit. They kind of built up the drama a little bit when he got hit the second time, and then it really didn't matter at all, but, that was fine. I hope Barry gets his speed back soon, because, it is the Flash, so we'll see how that goes, but I didn't mind it as much as I thought I was gonna. Just next season, can we not have Barry lose his speed? Because I think, he's lost his speed, 4 times in the show now, so we need to stop that bullshit. It was nice to see Jessie as an interesting part of this episode, showing her, having 5 degrees, and, Iris commenting that, that's not normal for anyone, and I want her to become more part of the team. Wells did say Jessie quick again, so I definitely think, we're going to see her, her speed at some point. I think one of the most interesting developments in this episode was Wally, where it didn't feel forced. It felt like, hey, he almost died, and now he's like, hey, I should shift my life around. I need to stop fucking around, stop being reckless, and I need to become not necessarily a hero, but just do more with my fucking life. I was almost given a second chance, and I liked how, he thanked the Flash Rat, almost, that scene reminiscent of when Barry talked to Iris before she knew who he was, in the rooftop, when he was still called the Streak in Season 1. So I thought that was very interesting. Also, the other thing I liked in this episode was the whole dynamic of Caitlyn and Killer Frost. Obviously the Caitlyn of Earth 2, having that conversation of, how different they are, comparing their family histories, but also, it could give Caitlyn, it could be nothing, but it also could give Caitlyn the idea of maybe not becoming Killer Frost, but maybe changing her personality. That could affect her in some way, so I'm interested to see how that goes, going forward. Danielle Panabaker played a great job as Killer Frost. She said she'd been waiting for that since she learned that is a version of her character, and I hope either some other Earth, or I don't really want our Caitlyn to become Killer Frost, but even if she was more of an anti-hero, I don't want that, but maybe we'll meet go to another Earth, maybe Supergirl's Earth or something, and she'll also be there. So I definitely want to see her again, so I think we will. So overall, guys, that's kind of my thoughts here on episode 19, Back to Normal of The Flash of Season 2. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Did you like the episode? Did you not like the episode? What worked for you? What didn't? Again, I thought this was a very, of course, dialogue-heavy episode. It wasn't the greatest episode, but it did add some nice backstories, some characters. It didn't also ramp up as well as I wanted to for these last 4 episodes coming up. I'm also very shaky here on what's happening with the Zoom storyline. Let me know if you have some of those concerns of Zoom going forward. What do you think is going to be the future of Jesse and Wally? Do you think they will become, speedsters by the end of the season? Do you think that's going to be a long game? How do you think the show is going to handle that? And what do you think is going to happen to Jesse and Wells overall? Are they going to go back to Earth 2? Are they going to stay here? Is Cisco going to be able to, create it so the team could travel, between Earths freely? So then, maybe if Supergirl gets renewed, Barry can go back there. Is that how it's going to work? Let me know your thoughts there down below. And, let me know any other likes and dislikes you had of the episode. Did you like Wally's development in the episode? Did you also like, kind of that little moment that Iris and Barry had? Do you, like me, do you not like Barry not having his speed? And how do you think he's going to get it back next episode? Because I'm really interested to see, creating a second, particle accelerator explosion. That seems extremely dangerous. Let me know how you think they're going to handle that in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends if you be so kind, and until next Flash reaction, which will be probably tomorrow, I'll probably react to it, but until then, thanks for watching.